Hello and welcome to my channel. If you are a lady watching this, you have enough beauty and elegance to challenge the goddess Aphrodite herself. So let's get into the video. I know I've been away for a while, but I am back and I will be very consistent from now on with my content. So this is actually a two-part series that I'm going to go through with you guys on this channel, and it is designed to essentially help you guys monitor your personal feminine behavior and your personal masculine energy in order to attract the right man for you, whether that be a high value man or that be your future husband, whatever you define as high value. What are the attractive traits that are very seductive to men and are very essential for women to have when they are in the dating market? So this video is actually going to cover traits that actually put the marrying man off and also put the high value man off. What are these traits that you need to eliminate from your personality today if you can help it? So I've come up with a list of 16 essential things that you have to completely eliminate today if possible when you can, as these traits will sabotage your opportunity to snag the marrying man and wrap him around your little pinky finger. We have to remember as women that we have a very powerful energy that is even more powerful than a man's masculine energy. I would go as far as to say that we could be considered the superior of the two sexes, but obviously as a feminine woman, you never say that. You always have to allow your man to feel as though he is in charge of the situation, when really you are running the show. He is the head of the house and you are the heart. So always remember that. So before I go off on a tangent, I'm going to stick to the traits that will sabotage your chances to bag the man of your dreams. So let's get into it. Bad habits that limit feminine energy and a man's perception of your femininity. These habits tend to weaken and wipe out attractive thoughts in the minds of men. So let's start with number one, because I do not want to keep you too long. Number one, noisy. Are you a loud woman? Are you a noisy woman? Do you always have to have the last word? You can be an assertive feminine woman. You can be very clear and concise in what you say, but it all depends on how your overall demeanor is. You have to make sure that you do not have an overpowering masculine persona that is very unattractive to the marrying man. It's very unattractive to the high value man. He doesn't want to be in a hotel lobby, for instance, and you're screaming the place down. Okay? So you have to tone it down. Think of the way in which Marilyn Monroe would carry herself and talk. Yes, sir. No, sir. It was very breathy and wispy and soft and demure. These are the type of traits that you want to work on in yourself as you are looking for the one, okay? So that's number one. Like I said, femininity is all about the way you move, the way you are relaxed, your elegance, your poise, your grace. You want to appear soft and demure and very relaxed, okay? That is essential to convey that feminine energy. You have to remember that men who have achieved a lot in their lives are constantly in the boardroom breaking merging deals and doing all sorts of things. So you want to make sure that you are the yin to his yang. So I'm going to move on because I don't want the video to be too long, but I will elaborate on this series if you would like me to, okay? So the third thing that you really want to avoid is being easily upset. And I know as a woman, our hormones are constantly changing. I actually had a bit of an episode around that special time of the month, this month, and my emotions were all over the place. They was all over the place. And there's something that I will actually share with you, which is an essential tip that could help you in your future relationships, especially if you suffer from, I could call it slight mood swings around that time of the month where you can be emotionally very sensitive and you can accidentally, not intentionally, lash out on the guy you're dating or your loved one or whatever, or family members. Something that you can do in order to mask and, you know, come up with a excuse as to why you could be a bit temperamental or to avoid yourself going into that. See, being feminine is very much about mastering your raw emotions. So do not, by all means, get easily upset in the presence of your partner, or in general. It's something that you want to adopt so that in your everyday life you are not flying off the handle. It's very unfeminine and it completely switches off the male brain and they completely stop listening to you, basically. You will be phased out. Right, so the next one I'm going to move on to, because I thought I was going to be able to do the whole 16 for this video, but it seems as though I'm not getting there. But the next one is lacks composure. How do you carry yourself? How do you enter the room? How do you leave the room? Are you slumped over like this when you're having a bad day? Or are you just slumped over like this anyway? Think about how you carry yourself. Always imagine that there's a piece of string running from your the lower part of your torso all the way up to the ceiling and you're attached to it, kind of like a puppet, okay? You have to be composed and poised. All of these things really are associated with femininity, and if you do not have that raw composure, you will quickly lose the attraction of a man. Now, we've talked about boob language and we've talked about the showing of this part on this channel, and I haven't elaborated enough because obviously I only have 5 videos, I think, so I haven't really gone on enough about how essential it is for women to be composed and to be covered up at all times, especially in the presence of men. But it doesn't mean that you can't have fun with clothes. So the next thing that is going to put a man off of a woman and will make him perceive her as not a feminine woman and not someone that he would like to marry would be someone who doesn't respect authority figures. Are you the type of person who will disrespect authority figures? Are you very combatant in your nature, combatant in your personality? Are you always getting caught up in drama? Are you always trying to fight something or fight someone or fight the world? All of those things are very unfeminine and they're not the things that feminine women do. Women who are feminine are extremely powerful. We are a force to be reckoned with. Goddesses that walk this earth. We all have internal goddesses, but we use our power in a very different way. You never want to come across as very aggressive or confrontational in any kind of way. So another thing that is very unfeminine, which a lot of women are guilty of in today's standards, and today's society, should I say, is drinking. Are you a heavy drinker? You need to stop that now. Not only is it bad for your skin, it's very aging and drying on the skin, but you never ever want a man to witness you hammered, slaughtered, out of control. Because if a man is going to invest in a woman, especially if he's going to take her as a wife, he wants to make sure that he's got the best wife. He's got someone who's in control all the time, someone who he can leave with the kids, someone who will always represent him. Whether we like it or not, men are very egotistical and they work from the inside out. What satisfies me? Does she satisfy me? Does she make me look good in front of other male masculine men, my male competitors? If you are someone who doesn't have any self-control, doesn't have any boundaries, that could lead to all kinds of thoughts in his mind. He could think, wow, you know, she's drinking, she has no self-control, she's doing it in a public place, she could embarrass me, she could be very promiscuous. How many times has she done this? Does she always do this? See what I mean? So you have to avoid that. Another masculine trait, which is very similar to number one, which is not a feminine trait, which is a trait that you want to avoid, is loudness. So it's like being noisy, loud, unfeminine. Do you talk in a really loud tone? If you work in a call center, you may naturally talk in a really loud tone, which you obviously can't avoid, right? But you want to tone it down. I know that even actresses also talk very loudly in their personal life because they have to constantly project their voices for the camera. And even myself, being someone who works on social media and content creation, I sometimes find myself when I'm on the phone talking in an elevated pitch, and I have to remind myself, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. There was 16 topics, but I think because I want to keep these videos in a very bite-sized manner, I will probably do part 2 because I do have another few points to go through, which I would like to get to you guys. And you know, because some people, they have, you know, 10 hours to spare to watch YouTube. Other people only have 20 minutes. So I don't ever want my videos to run over that. So until next time, take care of yourself, ladies. Please keep this in mind. And these are little things that you could possibly jot down in your notebook that you can start working on. I will be more consistent. There will be more content coming. So take care. Please follow me on Instagram at Stylish Safia, and there's also the femininity Instagram page, Aphrodite's Elegance. Take care, ladies. Bye.